I wanted to hear your insights into why patients and people with medical conditions should really think about this, even ones that may be skeptical and say, I'd rather just go out my own, because I know the benefit, but I want to hear from you because you work with a few. Like, just guide us through that experience of why a patient would want to work with you.
Mm. Well, let's just say I am not classically trained in, I didn't go to culinary school. I really learned a lot of my cooking through my grandma, or Safta in Hebrew, and a lot of the Jewish moms that I was raised with. I didn't have multiple Jewish moms. I had one Jewish mom, but I grew up in a community of Jewish mothers who bestowed to me a lot of beautiful recipes from our background and just like Mediterranean food. And so a lot of my experience with cooking is like grassroots. And so I know what I know based on my own experience of cooking and nourishing myself and working alongside the feminine warriors of my life. So I think when I approach working with someone, I bring a lot of like feminine mother nurturing energy that comes with a lot of personal experience, which I think like when working with a personal chef, you might not get I don't know. I feel like some of the people that you can hire can feel very clinical, and it feels very like someone's working for you and the experience feels secular. Versus for me, I'm coming in as like full on mother. Like, what do we need? I'm bringing my own experience, which is a lot of where my knowledge comes from. And yeah, it's like a home environment that I want to create for people versus like this, like I'm paying you for a service. Because that to me doesn't feel like deep nourishment. I want to come from a place of like, I don't know, rich understanding and creating safety in a food experience because it's so personal. And I think that's what a lot of the patients feel like is like, we kind of create this familial dynamic versus, server and receiver, if that makes sense.
Oh, totally. I think part of it is also, it's almost educational for the patient. They take this forward with them. They see you, they bond with you, you work with them to pick out what, foods they would like, what ingredients they'd like to start with and work on what exactly they're dealing with. And you have an understanding, then you bring that in and prep and do these things with them a lot, which to me is part of the education and bonding with you during that and really learning. So you have that skill set sort of moving forward, or at least the interest when you do get better. So, and also patients are ones that during treatment, we know we want you to focus on resting, not having to go out, get foods after you do a large detox or have a bunch of procedures and maybe you're not in the best mood or have low energy. So you provide that service, but it's also the education, the connection, the relationship. There's more than just nourishment on that physical level. It's nourishment on multiple levels, which is amazing. Yeah. So 100%. Very, very cool. I mean, I'm happy that we're sort of partnering with you. And I hope more and more medical offices do this sort of thing where they provide these services outside, because healing, as much as it takes place in medical centers too, most of it takes place outside. And so much of it comes from your relationship with the food. And what you're doing is really strengthening that relationship and providing a healing diet to them. So that's awesome.